save, budget, invest, and spend in an effective way, all to make sure you can live your life the way you want. But for some, being financially literate is harder than others. Dealing with things like past debts can get in the way of you being able to balance a budget. One of the most common problems people have is dealing with student loans, especially ones with high interest rates. Texas Today's Barry Roy is live in studio this morning with more on what you can do to start getting your student loan debt under control. Good morning to you, Barry.
Yeah, good morning to you, Tahisha. The first thing you need to know is that if you owe student loans is that you are not alone. The numbers, yeah, they're pretty staggering when it comes to the outstanding debt, especially when you consider that over the last 13 years, total education debt has more than tripled. Lorda Zuniga, the executive director of the Financial Health Pathways in Austin, says student loan debt is one of the biggest problems here in the United States. StudentDebtCrisis.org, a nonprofit organization solely focused on ending the student debt crisis, estimates over 45 million Americans owe almost $2 trillion in student loan debt. Data analyzed by LendingTree shows that loans are getting in the way of saving for retirement and can also be an obstacle to enough financial freedom to even own your own home, especially as the cost of houses today continues to climb. Lorda says for those saddled with student loan debt already, she recommends they make payments now and as fast as possible, even just a little bit at a time. She says make it a priority within your budget to get it done, even if it means going without.
They have to make compromises in life. It might be a year you don't go on vacation, you get your taxes and you get $1,000, pay that. Put whatever you have. Believe it or not, when people start making those payments and see their debt being reduced, people get motivated. This is also a psychological thing. Most people think finances are just numbers, but they aren't. There's a lot of emotion that goes into it.
Now, Lourdes went on to say that if you don't think that you can do it, she says track where you are spending and look at where your money is going and try and free up some of that to go towards those loans. She says after a while it certainly does add up. Tahisha, I also asked her advice to anyone thinking about taking out a student loan. We'll have that answer for you coming up a little bit later in the show.
And you talk about student loans affecting people moving on in life. I mean, the millennials, that age range, they're saying they're delaying having kids because of student loan debt, and they can't afford to pay their loans and also raise a child at the same time.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to figure out where your money is going to go. And right now is prime time to go ahead and pay those loans because you don't have those interest rates right now since the Biden administration paused all that. So now anything that you pay goes directly towards that principal and knocks that balance down.